So people have asked me, what are you doing with this? Why are you starting this? Well, I get an awesome opportunity to talk about all of my brands on a daily basis in a variety of different ways. But this is behind the scenes. This is who I am through these brands, what it took to get to these brands, to motivate others, to influence others. Sometimes we're going to get a little bit political. Sometimes we're going to talk about issues that will upset you. Sometimes they'll inspire you. But I hope through all of this that I can get you comfortable with being you. From my early childhood days, one of the first things I remember my dad telling me was I needed to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Never really understood that until much later in my life. So I jumped into senior living, really didn't know anything about it. Started as a young administrator. I learned from some of the best. I've learned a lot about pushing yourself beyond your boundaries, beyond your comfort zone, and building a team to help you accomplish that mission. So after years of working with great mentors, business leaders, friends, team members, I took 2017. It was a very reflective year. I tried to push myself outside of my comfort zone. Solinity in the family of companies was launched. Development, management, and marketing. The culmination of years of experience in senior housing working among some of the best. Shortly thereafter, we also launched Pedal for Pat, 1,098-mile cycling event. What was so funny about that is I'd never even been on a bike. Shortly thereafter, I had the opportunity to do something else out of my comfort zone because we saw a need, and that was a podcast for senior housing. It's hard to believe in 2018, no one had ever really done a national senior housing podcast. Some people ask me, how are you gonna do that? Do you know how to do a podcast? Have you ever done a podcast? My answer, of course not. So let's do it. So we launched Bridge the Gap, the senior living podcast. Most of my ideas haven't started with the vision that they were gonna be anything what they've turned out to be. Little did I know that brands like Solinity would become very influential in the senior housing market. Bridge the Gap, a full-service media company impacting tens of thousands of people, not only in the US, but around the world. And Pedal for Alzheimer's, now an organization full of ambassadors in at least 7 different states, events going on throughout the country, and hundreds of thousands of dollars later. When you take yourself out of your comfort zone, it can inspire others to push themselves out of their comfort zones to do much more than they ever thought capable. I was built upon a lot of personal values that my dad instilled in me. Those values have carried forth in all of my brands as a shared value set. Realizing that when you're passionate and conviction and you know who you are, you know what you stand for, it's okay to be bold about that. Getting out of your comfort zone is not always easy. I've gotten loss of sponsorships over things I've said, things I've stood for. I've been sued. Through all of that, you have to keep on keeping on. I hope at the end of the day, it's something that you can use to apply to your life and your teams to help you grow. So the journey's not over. I'm keeping it real, and I'm going to share it with you along the way.